here, but we've got some footy finals to finish off, boys, and we're not too far away.
Can you believe it's less than 4 weeks away?
I can, because time's just going too fast at the moment.
Tell you what, the noise, sorry boys to interrupt, the noise of this crowd,
absolutely
rising by the second. Let's go.
We're underway here at Frankston. Ruxtu battle, Harry Pryor in there for Frankston. Mount Eliza going to get the first clearance. They've got it out to Braden Nelms. The Bombers, they go with a sweeping handball and put it out in front of Mpnfl. Finn Bain, he goes looking in for Bailey Welsh. His handball's intercepted. Nelms, back to Finn Bain. Handball's over his shoulder. Jake Batchelor, he was fantastic last week. He throws his body into it. Umpire circles and he's going to call for it.
Haven't even gone 30 seconds and Finlay Baines touched it twice.
And got a stoppage. You wouldn't read about it. Ball thrown up. Harry Pryor gets the tap out. Ball's in front of Scagarini. He goes with a kick off the ground. Just trying to get it anyway forward they can. Mount Eliza at the moment. Handball comes out. James Hammond, he goes inside forward 50 with a kick. Goes over the head of Williams. We're going to get a throw in.
Braden Elms there really clean with the footy with both of his disposals, and a bit of a scrap to start as we expect. Already 4 stoppages, which I know AJ will be a big fan of throughout the afternoon.
Absolutely, ball thrown in. Inside the forward 50 for Mount Eliza. Tackle applied and we'll get another stoppage.
Make it 5. Goodness me, 118 stoppages there were yesterday too.
So if the rain is to come, the start's going to be crucial for both sides here. Get on the scoreboard, put some scoreboard pressure on the other. Frankston have got a free kick. And I think that's Sam Drake out there. He goes long towards the scoreboard side to a one-on-one contest. Ball comes to the back. It's picked up by Tennant. Just used the shoulder to try and get through there. Now the kick comes down towards half forward. The mark has been taken from Mount Eliza. They can go inside, but that was a poor kick and that ball was out of bounds on the full. So we played 2 minutes. No score in the first semi-final. Winner to play Bomb Beach. Loser on the Fizz. Come about 5:30 tonight.
You love that, Rossi?
Yeah, I think.
Whoa, it's
at this point.
Nothing worse when you're sinking fast. You might be 10 goals down or you're 100 runs down in the cricket, and what do you want to do? You just want to have a beer. Get on the Fizz and just forget your troubles for a while. That's why I look at it anyhow. Short pass, mark taken at half forward. Kicking short, looking for Lloyd Williams. Lockie Williams, I should say, not Lloyd Williams. Around the corner goes the kick, it's out of bounds. So Mount Eliza into attack, doing all the attacking in the first 3 minutes of playing the opening quarter. Both sides still yet to score.
Reflected in the clearances also. Mount Eliza 3-1 up early.
So Rouse and Harry Pryor, ball comes to the back. Ball smothered. Amalfi just hacks it forward off the ground. It's going to work. They're getting their running going here early through Mpnfl. He goes over the top looking for Batchelor. Doesn't get the bounce that he wanted. Simmons can come out wide to Nelms. He takes the mark in front of the Mount Eliza coach's box.
His 3rd or 4th disposal already.
He goes into the corridor, but he's going to turn it over. Frankston Bombers, they can go inside forward 50, but they've turned it over once again. And taking the mark was Braden Nelms. He looks out wide, but he's going to have to go long. Looking for Hammond. Can't take the mark. Dale Sutton affects the spoil, and we'll get a throw in on the wing here at Greg Beck Oval.
I'll tell you what, there is so much of Mick Martin when it comes to Shane Tennant, whether it's the look, the defender that he is, the way that he gets space. It's extraordinary, the likeness.
Boundary umpire throws the ball back into play. Taken by Scagarini. He did lose control of it though. Now an opportunity for Frankston to come forward. One-on-one contest just outside attacking 50. The ball goes towards the Mount Eliza interchange bench over the line for a boundary throw-in. It just shows you the nature of this game. Like Jake Batchelor was running onto that ball and the ball just bounced over his head about 90 seconds ago. Would have run into an open goal. Would have had Frankston first on the board, but not to be. Score's still level. And another tackle, so we're going to see a very Very much what we've seen at the moment, Daz, in terms of the game being played right throughout this afternoon, you would think.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes in and we've had 10 stoppages already, so it's going to be a tight, tough, contested game.
Harnett got the ball out now. Eventually the quick kick forward comes from Seth Harris towards the forward pocket.
Free kick,
the mark has been taken, or free kick, and the ball is going to end up with Jackson Burr, who will kick from the infamous toilet forward pocket. So Burr has the shot, goes towards the goal square, and that is knocked through by Shane Tennant and through for a behind. So Frankston on the ball, one behind. Mount Eliza yet to score. 5.5 minutes, Premier Traditional Home scoreboard.
You know, it's my pet peeve, Vossi. If you're having the shot at goal, it either needs to go to the tip of the goal square or you've got to put it over the goal umpire's hat. Landing at a metre short and then letting the ball be punched over the boundary line is a waste of a set shot.
By the best intercept defender just about in the comp.
Haratuku has the footy. The Bombers, they're going to go long and strong looking for Batchelor. He used his body well. He was in great form last week. He takes the mark. He'll go back and he'll certainly put Frankston Bombers first goal on the board, although
we've seen strange
things last week.
Goodness me.
Top of the goal square.
Yeah, poor
but I think with this man and his experience, I don't think that'll happen. Bombers looking good early. And they get the first goal on the board through Jake Batchelor. They move to a 1-1-7. Mount Eliza yet to score. We've been playing 6 minutes. Premier Traditional Home scoreboard.
Pretty easy game, Vossi. When you kick to the forwards advantage, it was the first mark inside 50 for the game. Even though the inside 50 count 4-3 in favour of Mount Eliza, but Jake Batchelor out the back. It probably could have been his second goal given the horrific bounce that he had earlier, but really good start by the Bombers. They're looking efficient going forward.
So ball back to the middle. Good start by the Frankston Bombers. As I said, Mount Eliza did not score a goal in the first half last week, whilst I'm not expecting that to happen today. It's just they want to hit the scoreboard early just to get the confidence instilled throughout the team, because at the moment they'd be a little bit nervous about things. There's a kick inside attacking 50, and there's another mark for the Frankston Bombers, and it's been taken by your man, the man with the big arms in Khan Haratuku.
Yeah, it was AJ's
another centre-half forward standing up, boys.
Yeah,
you would read about it in the finals.
Absolutely, but you'd hear about it because it's all AJ's talked about, our man, and geez, isn't he up and about when he's correct, Vossi? My goodness me.
Not wasting a lot of time here.
This is the issue for Khan.
40 metres out, has the shot. Beautiful kick. The Bombers are up and about here at Greg Beck Oval in the first quarter. They're 2-1-13. Great start. Mount Eliza yet to score. Played 7.5, almost 8 minutes.
Speaking of big men that have done well in that passage of play, Harry Pryor followed up, I should say, from a hit out that didn't really go anywhere, but a magnificent handball as well, setting up these half-back flankers. Was extraordinary for a big man. The composure, his ability to absorb the tackle, get the ball out, that led to a fantastic kick to Kano Atuku, and for the pocket that doesn't favour the left footers, that's an extraordinary strike. Great start, Bombers, and Mount Eliza can't afford to do what they did last week.
So we're going to get started after Frankston Bombers' second goal. Harry Pryor follows up his ruck work. Ball comes out. Chapman, he tries to fend off. He's slung. Scaglarini, he tries to go through Harry Pryor. He's been sensational early. Bombers go inside forward 50. Microphone head, he comes out and he takes the mark.
The spindle. Jared Grant. So Mount Eliza had 3 of the first 4 clearances of the game. Since then, the Bombers have had the last 5. They've had 6 of the last 7 inside 50s, and that's their third mark inside 50 from their last 3 entries.
Boys, ominous sign that all 3 key forwards are having a shot on goal 8 minutes into the game.
Spot on.
They've all slotted it straight through. So Jared Grant gets his first, gets the Bombers third. They move on to 3-1-19. Mount Eliza yet to score.
Yeah, not really much more we can say. I'll tell you what, Harry Pryor in the middle of the ground is becoming an absolute handful. Not with his ruck work, but with his follow-up work, which as a ruckman is how you're tested, I think, in the competition. Hit-outs are fantastic. Hit-outs to advantage, of course, are a goldmine, Vossi, but if you're able to follow up your own work as a ruckman and help set up your teammates, you become a 4th midfielder.
They haven't wasted time in fiddling around with the ball. They're getting it straight in there. Haratuku and Grant taking marks, Batchelor as well, and they're trying to take Shane Tennant out of the equation, trying to get the ball in as quickly as they can. Harnett, a hand pass, and they're away again. They go inside attacking 50. Tennant's got to go back. He went up. He was the extra man up, but the ball fell to ground. a chance to the Bombers, but it was smothered. Ball still at left half forward. About 45 out from the Bombers' goal. They lead 3-1, 19. Mount Eliza yet to score. The umpire's going to ball it up.
Wouldn't read about it, Bossy, of course, but yeah, they're just dominating the territory battle at the moment. Frankston and Mount Eliza's back six. I mean, they haven't done a lot wrong. It's just their midfield's not putting up enough pressure around stoppage.
Another ball up. So the Bombers, good start. This is vital in the whole context of the game, AJ, that the start of this game, Bombers have started well, just trying to keep Mount Eliza's nerves going for that little bit longer. Mount Eliza need to get on the board.
They certainly do. They need the steadier. I thought when Finn Bain started so hot, it was ominous signs, but the Frankston Bombers midfield have just got their way back into the game, and it's showing on the scoreboard as Mount Eliza threw that man in Finn Bain goes down the wing. 3 Bombers v 2 Mount Eliza players. Ball comes to ground. Umpire just letting things go here. Just bouncing around. Bit of volleyball action here, boys. Diddy-Man Cantonio, he started well. He goes in short, finding Greeley, who goes back out wide. So they're certainly controlling the footy here, the Bombers. They've come over the top, looking for Pickus. Will he get it before the boundary line? He does. Sits up well for him. He takes on Williams, and he's got to be holding the football. He needed to get the footy going a lot quicker than that. Jake Batchelor standing there with his arms out.
Yeah, wondering what he looks like as a chopped liver, but I mean, that's the risk that you take, and it's probably the wrong spot on the ground given they've had all the momentum.
Soaking the tackle there from Williams to spark Mount Eliza. He'll have a shot on goal. Just inside the forward 50. Never on line. They get their first score on the board, Mount Eliza, one behind. Frankston Bombers 3-1-19. Thanks to Chisholm Sports Academy for this streaming today, Vossi. Also to WorkSafe, Pro Finish Roofing. Also to RPP's radio sponsors, Batchy World of Mornington, Jones Lapino, Premier Traditional Homes, Icon Sports Melbourne. Fantastic Bridgestone Select. They just continue to be rolled out, Vossi, as Jared Amalfi will bring it in from fullback.
Bendigo Bank as well. So I saw the Western Bulldogs last night with Ed Richards fiddling around with the ball in defence with 10 minutes to go in that game. That cost a goal. It didn't cost Frankston a goal there, but just do what they've done, those 3 goals. They've got it in quickly. They haven't tried to fiddle around with it. They've tried to get it forward, but Mount Eliza with the ball. And it's through West, who goes in towards Nelms, and now Braden Nelms goes with his left foot and goes off target. So don't go away with what served you well for those 3 goals, Bombers. They've done really well to get the ball in there. They just need to keep the foot down here for a little bit at the moment. They've had a good start. Long kick out. Big jump there by Jake Batchelor, couldn't take the mark. And the ball goes over for boundary thrown. And you know, there'll be people, not you, I or Daz, but there'll be people here, AJ, that'll be saying, well, why is this game being played here? Why have the Frankston Bombers got a home ground advantage? If the Frankston Bombers do win today, you'll hear more about it, trust me. Not from us, but from supporters. Social media is a wonderful thing, but can be a vicious thing.
Absolutely. Bailey Welsh ball lands in his lap, but Alex Flex Harnett just intercepts it. Simmons can't take the mark. Jared Grant, don't let him out the back. He gets a quick kick over the top for Kingsbury. Ball doesn't sit, and it goes out of bounds. Silly stuff there from Simmons, giving away a free kick to Jared Grant. He milked it, all that he could get, and it's going to result in another shot on goal.
He was pretty frustrated last week playing on Trent Dennis Lane, and that was outside of his control because his midfield were giving him nothing, but that's 100% on him then. Absolutely shouldn't have done it.
So he's been reported. I'm not sure there was really much in it, and it looks like he's going to be carded.
Yeah, he has. Wow, we're in a final. Extraordinary.
So 17 points down and 1 man down. Here are Mount Eliza.
I don't think there was too much in that, boys, to be honest.
No, I don't think so, and I think it might be
downfield, Jason Kingsbury.
Yeah, absolutely. So the inside 50s, Frankston are only +1 at the moment, even though they're dominating clearance. The problem for Mount Eliza is they've gone inside 50 now 6 times and haven't taken a mark there. Whereas the Bombers have taken 3 and, of course, converted on all 3 of them through their tools.
So Kingsbury, he's going to go with the check side.
I think he's got to. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh,
He just stopped.
that was just a comedy of errors.
It was. They had no momentum at all. Oh, boy. Benny Hill music style. Good to see we've unlocked AJ's secret sound effects level. That's a horrific kick in.
And that is an Ed Richards
Oh boy, what's
mistake here in the Mpnfl.
This is not okay.
So Kingsbury's going to have another shot at goal.
Probably go
See if
drop
he-
punny in that.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes about it a different direction here, Daz.
Yeah, I'd hope so. He's got a chance to mop this up.
Mount Eliza absolutely rattled early here, boys.
Yeah, that's a shocking 30 seconds, isn't it?
That was much better. He's made the Magpie move off the top of the goal post. Probably should stay there to help the arc.
Oh boy.
Bombers 4-2-26. Mount Eliza trailing by 4 goals and a little bit of change, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. What a start this has been. And I know, AJ, that we tipped the Bombers, but we didn't think that it would go like this. So, of course, in their last 3 quarters that pertains to their first halves, Mount Eliza, they've kicked 5 behinds, which is not good. Of course, at half-time of that game last week, I think Bon Beach had kicked 7 goals, 4, which would be 46, so already conceding 66 points to 5 in first halves in their last fortnight.
So kick forward is marked for the Frankston Bombers, and Charles has got it at half back. So he goes down the line towards the
That's a great
centre wing, just the advantage on. Mark taken by Harry Pryor, goes in short, and the ball is with Dale Sutton, who can get it and go. Goes long, Shane Tennant there. He had someone jump over his back. There's a free kick, and it's actually go to Tennant. So it was the interference in the back which caused all that. So he'll take the free kick.
You can't tell me he doesn't look like Mickey Martin, Vossi. I'm telling you.
Well, we'll take your word for that, but I reckon the bald head's probably suggesting that to you more so at the moment.
And the defender, of course, dogged defender, Mickey Martin, 2-time premiership player for the Roos.
Ball up right in front of us. Between wing and half forward for the Frankston Bombers, who lead 4-2-26. Knockout final. Mount Eliza 2 behinds. Sutton's got it. Hand pass. Quick kick forward. And it's going to bounce. It bounces through. He got knocked off the ball as he kicked it. He just chucks it on the boot. And let me try this. Daniel Cantonio did kick the goal. And wow, this game is getting out of control if you're a Mount Eliza supporter at the moment. The Bombers could not have had a better start, AJ.
Absolutely. You wouldn't read about it. 5-goal lead already. It's not even quarter time yet.
This is outrageous, although, you know, is it going to be a Freo Bulldog style, or we're not sure yet, but Mount Eliza had 3 of the first 4 clearances, as I mentioned earlier. Since that time, it's 8-1. Complete domination by the Bombers, and let's face it, they couldn't write a better start at the moment.
Free kick going the way.
Oh, no, I don't
Harry
like that.
Pryor.
No, you've got to be able to jump over your opponent.
So Harry Pryor goes with a long one, looking for Harituku. He's going to go 2v1, almost takes the mark. Bird tries to run onto it. Antony for Mount Eliza. Dale Sutton brushes off. That was probably dropping the footy, not paid. Umpire calls for it.
Crowd letting us know what they're thinking about proceeding so far. It's not all that positive for the Mount Eliza fans.
Harry Pryor.
This is one of the best first quarters I've seen from a ruckman.
He's been superb early. Bailey Welsh has the footy on the far wing. He's going to be chased down. That's a great tackle. They are just certainly all over him here, Frankston. Inside forward 50 they go, but they're going to turn it over. James Hammond takes the intercept mark. He's gone up the line. They've come back inboard finding Scaglarini. So their leaders just need to get going. Scaglarini, Finn Bain. They need to stop Harry Pryor in the ruck. The Skags goes for a run. He's had 2
This is
bounces.
better.
This is 3 bounces. Can he go for a 4th? Bumped off it. They're going to turn the ball over. Quick kick goes in the middle. It finds Harry Pryor. He goes out wide. Intercept there for Mount Eliza. He steps around one. Goes up looking for a target. No mark taken. So the Bombers have certainly worked their way through it. And Malfi, he goes with a long one to Haratuku. He's taken the mark. They can't do anything wrong here at the moment, Frankston Bombers. Haratuku goes in short, looking for Byrne. He's taken the mark, so he'll go back and line up for their 6th of the afternoon. This is starting to get a little bit ugly, boys. And it's only the first quarter.
It's their 6th mark inside 50, and they'll be going for their 8th scoring shot. And I mean, I don't mind what Scagliarini did there. Might have got dragged down a little bit high, but play on from there. But they're just being so much more direct, the Bombers. It's how you got to play finals footy, and they're doing it superbly.
So Jackson Burr for the 6th goal on the board for the Bombers and a 6-goal lead. Into time on the opening quarter. He has the shot. He hits the post. So 5-3-33 the Bombers. 2 behinds, 2 points to Mount Eliza. 21 minutes into the opening quarter, and Frankston doing what Mount Eliza did to them in round 1 2021 here. A game that I came and watched, and they jumped them early. And in a final, it's so much harder to overcome a deficit, which is what Mount Eliza are going to have to overcome in the last 3 quarters, boys.
Absolutely. The ball's out on the far wing. Harrison Scott's just dumped. Advantage won't be taken to be downfield. Finn Bain's got the footy.
Just go. This is where the tall forward debate rears its head again.
So Tom Small has the footy. He goes out wider. Mark is taken. So Scagliarini has it on the far side. He's going to drive it inside forward 50, but getting back and taking the mark is Sam Pickus. They've just got no targets down there at the moment, Mount Eliza.
7 inside 50s, no marks inside 50 for Mount Eliza.
So Garrett has the footy here. He switches the play over to Greeley. He can go over the top once again. He could have gone to Charles, but he's gone to Burr in the corridor. Goes into Garrett. He goes on his left. They're just getting the footy and going here. The Bombers, they're all out attack. Batchelor fends off one. Goes with a handball. Ball comes out. High tackle. Not going to be awarded. That's holding the footy.
Ducked his head.
Yep, fantastic call by the umpire, definitely there.
That was Liam Wishart. So Antony has it now for Mount Eliza. He goes longer looking for Finn Bain, goes over his head. And we're going to get a throw in on the far side, Vossi.
We sure are. So 22 and a half minutes in the opening quarter. 31-point lead to Frankston. Boundary umpire to throw the ball back into play. And another stoppage, and the umpire says ball it up. Does Mount Eliza Frankston getting the ball in there quickly, and when Khan Haratuku's down there, does the way they're getting it in there at the moment, Shane Tennant looks a little bit sort of lost when Khan Haratuku's down there, looking more dangerous.
Yeah, the
Frankston when he's down there.
Yeah, spot on. The accountability that they're putting into Shane Tennant's fantastic. He's not able to peel off. If you can peel off a smaller player, yeah, you're able to make a bigger impact on the contest, but they're getting caught in one-on-one contests. Mount Eliza are not coping. 6 marks inside 50 for Frankston so far, albeit 3 or 4 of those have been on the lead because they've just been under no pressure, Frankston, when they're moving centre forward. So partly their accountability, but partly a Mount Eliza midfield that don't want to work back defensively.
The chain of kicks. Tennant went to Hammond went to Anthony, who goes with a kick up towards half forward, and there's a free kick. It's going to go back. No, there's no playing on there. So the ball is with Harrison Scott, who goes in short. Barely 15, I would have thought. Mark taken by Michael West. He goes for the kick inside, attacking 50. Mount Eliza still looking for their first goal. They're going to get... No, they're not going to get a free kick. They're actually holding the ball. Thought they might have been going for the too high there, AJ, but no, straight to holding the ball, so they're consistent on that at the moment.
Absolutely.
So he can ask for.
He's got the foot in his defensive 50. He can come up the line looking for Jared Grant. That's a great mark. extending up.
Good sign for the Bombers with Spindles getting his hands on it.
With Shane Tennant being the spare in defence, it's really not working on their attacking forays because the Bombers have a spare man in defence, and he's doing probably a better job at cutting everything off.
Yeah, spot on. And even if you are a spare man in defence, you're coming over to a contest with two blokes that are going to be bigger than you, so you've just got to wait on the ground if the ball gets there, and that's still a 50-50 contest in the air, so it's going to be difficult for the man Eliza spare for sure.
So the umpire calls for it. Harry Pryor, in my opinion, is leading the Jones Labino best on ground.
Yeah, I hope no one tells him there's no meat tray on offer.
So ball just hits the ground. Numbers are favouring the Bombers here. Diddy Mancantonio over to Greeley. He just drops the footy. Should have been holding the footy there.
They just didn't want to kick it.
Harnett, he's dumped. Quick kick forward. Harrison Scott can't take the mark. He butters up. Ball comes out to Welsh. That's better. He goes inside forward 50, but there's the spare there for the Bombers in Ryan Marks Logan. He can just stand still for a while. He's going to come out looking for Harnett. No mark taken. Goes out of bounds. We're going to throw in.
If you're the spare man in defence there, I mean, Marks Logan got away with that, which you accept, but you've got to be a bit further back towards the goal square if you've got no opponents. It's easier to go at the ball rather than the ball go over your head, which nearly happened on that occasion. But other than that, I mean, they're just dominating across half-back.
There's a quick kick. Is that out in the full? That was touched. So ball will be thrown back into play.
Have you seen a bigger reversal in clearances in the quarter? Man, Eliza started, of course, 3-1, and it's now the Bombers are up 11-5. It's extraordinary.
Playing some very good and very attacking football. The confidence is back for the Bombers. That last game, whilst some people might say it was a soft kill against the Rosebud side that, well, basically was safe going into the last game, they won convincingly. They had a win last week. The confidence is certainly back for the Bombers.
Yep, absolutely it is. And they're holding up beautifully because the inside 50 count currently 10-9 in favour of the Bombers, so no real difference there.
But much more effective, as the scoreboard suggests. 5-3-33 plays two behinds. 27 minutes it's ticked over in the first quarter, so only a minute or so to go in the first quarter.
31 stoppages for the quarter, so it's going to be a bit of a long one.
Pryor out wrestled there a little bit in the ruck contest, taken by Finlay Bain. Probably the first touch he's had for a little while. He had a few early ones, of course. Kick towards half forward. Marks Logan went back with the fight. Now the ball is going to be given to the umpire. They're just tempers just starting, maybe getting a little bit frayed. No, they're going to walk off. Just a couple of push and shoves here, and that's it. So at quarter time in the first semi-final, it is 5-3-33 the Frankston Bombers with goals kicked by Kingsbury, Batchelor, Grant, Haratuku and Didamen-Tantonio, and Mount Eliza have not scored a goal in the opening quarter, so a 31-point lead to the Frankston Bombers at quarter time. You're watching the stream courtesy to start. The ball is aloft and we're underway for the second quarter of the first semi-final. Of course, YCW straight into the grand final after their win yesterday. Bomb Beach awaiting the winner of this next week. Harry Pryor gets the centre break for Frankston. A kick long towards the 2-on-2 contest inside attacking 50. Wishart was trying to get the ball, but the umpire now will call for a ball up.
Probably not the start you're looking for if you're Mount Eliza. Just let the bloke who was best on ground in the first quarter get the first clearance and drive it long, and he's now set himself up as the spare behind the footy, Harry Pryor.
Starting to rain here, AJ, so it might not help Mount Eliza's cause.
Absolutely not. As the Bombers go inside, just inside their forward 50, Jaden Malfi has it. He can go back and line up. He's a booming right foot kick. He was our best on ground last week, much to a bit of debate. We thought he was sensational off half-back.
Definitely was. Leading disposal getter as well. He had 25, 22 of those kicks and went at 78%.
In here comes Amalfi. Long kick. Not going to make the line. Bounces off the chest of Antony and it goes out. And we'll get a throw in deep inside the forward 50 for the Frankston Bombers.
Yeah, if you were a conservative person in your hand is still hovering over that panic button from a Mount Eliza point of view. One goal here, and I think you've got to be slamming it.
Tackle applied by James Hammond. Umpire circles. Will get a stoppage as Elliot Simmons is back on the ground now. So even numbers for both sides. Harituku doing the right work. Ball's on the ground. Comes out the back. Finn Bain. Harry Pryor though parks himself in the great position. He goes inside the centre square here. Sam Drake has it. He goes for a bit of a gallop. He goes far and wide looking for Harituku. He's pushed out.
Oh, yeah.
Free kick going the big man's way. He might just about have the distance here.
And that's an undersized defender who, in the moment, absolutely panicked. Which you don't blame me for.
And line up.
But yeah, this is a massive problem. While this ball is still relatively dry, this is a huge concern.
Frankston currently 5-3, 33. Mount Eliza 2 behind. Harituku shot on goal. Misses. So the Bombers go to 5-4, 34. Mount Eliza 2 behind.
So we're nearly 3 minutes into the second quarter, and Mount Eliza still haven't had an inside 50 this quarter. So territory battle dominated by the Bombers.
They've been able to find Shane Tennant. They've worked their way out by hand here, Mount Eliza, but they're going to turn the footy over. Ryan Marks Logan. He gets it back. Garrett. He goes in, but his ball's going to be turned over.
They've got no one. They've got to work back quickly. They've got a one-on-one. Got to go.
So they had favourable numbers there, Mount Eliza, but they've been too slow to react. Ball comes to the front of the pack. Drake. He butters up. Harry Pryor. Umpire circles, and we're going to get another stoppage, this time in the forward 50 for Mount Eliza.
So what do we put that down to? Lack of game awareness, lack of confidence in your forward line?
I just don't think there's a... Yeah, they're probably not used to having... sorry, Daz, just as we see it, Williams, he's going to kick the first goal for Mount Eliza, so they go to 1-2-8. Bombers 5-4, 34. Just getting back to that, Daz, they just don't have the... I'm going to say the continuity in knowing that they've got a target up forward.
Yep, I agree with you, but that was their second clearance in a row, and they were able to... The ball movement was better, albeit a bit slow on that occasion, but they were able to lock the ball in, get a clearance, one-on-one, top of the square. I mean, that's all you want as a forward group, just even numbers and be able to and go to work, which Williams did on that occasion. His opponent went to ground, and that's dangerous in finals footy, Vossi. Nothing worse as a defender falling over in the goal square, and they were able to capitalise. So they've got the first one, they've got the steadier, they need to carry on with it now.
I think Lockie Williams put through the goal, of course, but he actually did a bit like a Charlie Spargo did on Friday night, and he missed that from the goal square. He actually, that went close to the right post, so I think he could have made that a bit easier for himself, but a goal is nevertheless a goal, and they're on the board, which is what they're looking for. Now they're trying to get on the board once again. They're trying to get the ball out of the middle, but it was well done there by the Bombers just to stop the run in the middle, and now the ball's knocked out towards the boundary line, but it's taken away for Mount Eliza. They go towards half forward. Picking the ball up was O'Neill, and now they go inside once again. A chance for Williams on the break and the tackle on the snap, and he's just missed.
He's a one-man band at the moment.
It's all happening down at the netball, boys.
Oh, it is, with the noise there as well is fantastic, so fingers crossed we can get an update at some stage. Inside 50s for the quarter, boys. It started as 3-0 for the Frankston Bombers. Since then it has been 4 to Mount Eliza, 1 to the Bombers, so they're winning the ascendancy across the ground, and the territory battle is well and truly evened up.
So Jared Amalfi brings the ball in from the toilet end, as Michael Voss likes to refer it to. Ball comes over the back, it's gone all the way up to the wing. Simmons, he goes with a long left foot kick. No mark taken. Tackle applied by Amalfi. They were out there, Mount Eliza, so that was a desperate tackle by Jared Amalfi.
But you notice Elliot Simmons comes back on, and all of a sudden they've kicked he's been instrumental in getting them inside 50 a couple of times.
He's playing pretty angry at the moment, which as long as he doesn't step over the line, I'm a big fan of.
Absolutely. Ball's on the ground. Finn Bain, he evades a couple. He has a shot on goal, and it's gone through. Affected by Pickus. And Jared Amalfi will once again be doing the kick-in duties. Mount Eliza 1-4-10. Frankston Bombers 5-4-34. We've been playing 6 minutes in the second quarter. Premier Traditional Home Scoreboard.
Still incredible to me that they've had 12 inside 50s, Mount Eliza. They've had 5 scoring shots and they still haven't taken a mark in their forward 50.
So kick out towards half-back. They've got the opportunity to come back inside here. Mount Eliza through Nelms it was. And the ball knocked away, all over the line for a boundary throw-in. So 7 minutes into the second quarter, it's Frankston Bombers up to 5-4-34, Mount Eliza 1-4-10. Margin is 24 points. Of course, next Saturday, the Division 2 Grand Final will be at Skybus. It'll be between Langwarrin and Coringal, who won the game yesterday, and they won by 4 or 5 goals, I think they won by in the end yesterday.
Yeah, 5-goal win to Coringal.
So Langwarrin will go in hottest to hot favourites, but as we saw with the Frankston Dolphins yesterday, undefeated all season, and Windows bet in the grand final does. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Absolutely
not just once,
not.
Vossi, twice in the reserves.
Happened in the reserves as well.
Yep.
Wow, Lightning does strike twice there.
So ball's going forward. Greeley, he has it. He goes up the line looking for Harituku, but coming across was Shane Tennant. He couldn't take the mark. Will Antoni, he's tackled. And umpire's going to call for it.
They didn't get punished on that occasion. It was really interesting that Harris and Scott came onto the ground. They didn't interchange their Mount Eliza. They were actually one down at the contest on the far side of the ground, and they coughed up some territory for it. So a bit strange there.
Ball thrown up. Harry Pryor. Would love to see the hit out stats, Daz. I know you're not taking them today, but we'll make sure we get him throughout the week, because I think that he will win that count by...
Yeah, absolutely.
He might go close to triple figures, Daz.
Yeah, he's left-handed be winning more hit-outs at the moment. But like we said, what's more impressive for me is his follow-up work as well. I don't think the hit-outs to advantage are going to be as big as we think they are, but the advantage that he's got around the ground is his ability to use the ball so well as a big man.
So Harnett, he goes with a high kick inside forward 50. Ball comes out the back. Batchelor has it. He's tackled. And we'll have another stoppage inside the forward 50. The Frankston Bombers, who are going towards the entrance end, we'll call it here at Greg Beck Oval, the old Baxter Cricket Club, the first oval in. As Alex Harnett is conceded a free kick for holding the ball. Mount Eliza, they go inboard. Risky kick. Are they going to turn it over? Jared Grant leads the race. He goes off to Greeley. He steps around one. Inside forward 50 he goes. Harituku puts the one juke up. Almost took the mark. Ball comes out. Harnett on the left. And he kicks the goal. So the Frankston Bombers go back out to their 5-goal lead. Mount Eliza 1-4-10 playing the Frankston Bombers 6-4-40.
So their efficiency going inside 50, Frankston, is astounding. That's their 10th scoring shot from their 16th inside 50. That's better than 60%. We were, of course, lauding Bond Beach yesterday for going at 40%, which is outstanding. 60%, above 60%, about 63.5% is just off the chain. So, yeah, the panic button for Mount Eliza should be absolutely getting slammed right now, Vossi.
So for all Mount Eliza's good work in this quarter, they've made up virtually nothing on the scoreboard in the first 10 minutes. So Pryor wins the ruck contest once again for the Bombers.
There he goes.
And he'll get the centre break as well. He is dominating the big man. Goes towards full foot. It goes through the waiting hands there of Jake Batchelor. Ball comes out towards the pocket.
Great tackle.
Now Eliza defence just put onto the bump there and making sure that the ball stays inside their attacking 50.
You can see the desperation there from Jared Grant. That was a great run-down tackle, and they are absolutely dominating the game here, Frankston Bombers.
So Jared Grant has the chance to score his second goal. He'll kick from about 25 to 30 metres out. He's tucked right up on the boundary. He has the shot.
They're going to miss that.
I tell you what, Spindles is coming to the party as well. They're kicking them forever at the moment. The Bombers are up to 7-4-46. This is ominous for Mount Eliza 1-4-10. And they are in big trouble, Daz.
They're going that well at the moment, Frankston Bombers. They're going to start kicking them from the light towers. Vossi at this point. It's absolutely remarkable what's happening. That's a fantastic finish, and you know what more can we say? It's their 17th inside 50, their 11th score. Mount Eliza's pressure in the midfield is just not there, but it's the forward dominance. Even though they're not taking the marks inside 50, the Bombers have only taken one since Jared Grant kicked his first goal. They're locking it in there and creating scores. This is just a powerful performance by Frankston Bombers side, who are putting together a fine first half.
So Harrison Scott from Mount Eliza, he goes by hand. West, he overran it, then he ducked his head. Ball comes out, handball by Amalfi. He follows up, just pushes his opponent off. They're going in hard here, the Frankston Bombers. They're certainly at a higher level than Mount Eliza. Simmons, he runs onto it. He's tackled. It's a bit happening here, Vossi. I reckon. I think Mount Eliza have just flicked the button. They know they've got nothing to lose now. You can see Shane Tennant, couple of opportunities there. He lined up a few players, so I think you'll see there might be a bit of a stash going on soon.
That ball goes out. So they conceded 46 points in the first half last week, Mount Eliza, which is exactly what the Bombers are on. They only scored the two behinds last week in the first half, and they're 1-4 at the moment. So right now they are 92-12 in their last fortnight in first halves, and it's going to cost them if they keep it up.
Absolutely does. Ball goes out. We'll get a throw in once again. We can see the Bomber Army down there on the ute.
The whole army's on one ute. That's extraordinary.
So the ball's thrown back in. Kingsbury doing the ruck work. There's a bit happening off the ball here between Matthew Harris and his opponent. There's a guy down there for Mount Eliza. I think it looks like Elliot Simmons. He's going to get back up.
Could write a book about his first half at the moment, Elliot Simmons.
Been a couple of positives, been a few negatives. So the ball's at the top of the goal square. Jared Grant, he toe pokes it through. He's got his third. I think if you're Mount Eliza, Vossi, you can go down and buy a few slabs of fizz and get it on ice, because I think their season's coming to an end in the seniors today.
I think if you're wanting a beer, I think there's probably you're only 5 minutes away from your own ground, so it's probably not too far to go back to have a beer after the game and commiserate, because this game is just about done.
Yeah, it's
gone early. You know what happened last time? We went early.
Extraordinary. We reckon. Is it really going to be 93 Essendon Adelaide? I can't see it, but then again, I don't reckon anyone would have seen it.
Hang on. You officially called it early.
Extraordinary. So 18 inside 50s for 12 scoring shots. That's 66%. That is insane for any game, let alone a final.
So Harituku, who's dispossessed, they're going to drive it long, Mount Eliza, towards the boundary line. Would stay in. It's bounced on the line. It looked like it had gone out to bounce on the full.
It did. The drinks carrier had a perfect view there, and they've paid it correctly.
They've got 12 minutes to try and change this Mount Eliza. Otherwise, if they don't make any serious inroads, this game is done up by half time.
Amalfi, he drives it long. That's a spectacular mark by Jason Kingsbury. He's certainly brought his footy today.
Yeah, we've talked about Harrison Pryor a lot, and well and truly deserved, but he's been awesome as well. He's definitely on the podium in the first half with this bloke.
Jared Grant's certainly been fantastic. He's got 3 goals already.
I reckon he's marked everything.
Inside forward 50 they go. Harituku was running back. That's a great mark, Shane Tennant. They probably need another 17 of Shane Tennant's today, Vossi.
Be pretty handy, wouldn't it, Vossi, I reckon? But yeah, they've taken 8 marks inside 50, Frankston, which is a fantastic start, but Mount Eliza are still stuck on 0. I can't remember the last game I've seen a half. I know it's not over yet, where a team hasn't taken a mark inside 50.
The free kick's going the way of Frankston Bombers here.
Yeah, this is falling apart.
Jackson Burr, he goes in looking for Harituku, who slides in, can't take the mark. Can they mount something from this here, Mount Eliza?
Nothing ahead of the ball.
Standing all alone is Sam Drake, and he's going to take the mark.
And he had a teammate there alongside him as well. Their forward structure right now is 0.
So he goes out, he's found Dale Sutton.
Both teams have taken 6 intercept marks. which is pretty decent for a final, especially in these conditions. And yeah, Eliza are falling over once they hit their attacking half of the ground.
Jake Batchelor, he's at the back of the pack. This is going to be another one for the Bombers. And it is. Drive block it was. So this is starting to get very ugly here.
Not starting, it is. Wow. Well, that's 100 points 104 points they've conceded in first halves in their last fortnight. Eliza, I know they're not going to like me keeping on bringing it up, but they're giving me the numbers. I'm not making them up. But 104 now to 12 in their last two finals in first halves. It's extraordinary. I don't think anyone saw this coming. Not of this magnitude.
Spoke to coach of YCW yesterday, Paul Gernon, who said he's going to be here today. Well, guess what? He might just as easily go home at the moment because this game is done. Kicking side attacking 50. They have just been shell-shocked at the moment. That sending off of Elliot Simmons early didn't help their cause, but in saying that, they just weren't playing good enough even then. There's a kick around the corner towards full forward. It's going to be marked at the top of the goal square.
Man in the
goalkeeper style.
Yeah, summing up perfectly in the crowd, saying who was there, who was back. Unfortunately for Eliza, no one.
So Sam Drake with the ball. Goes out towards the scoreboard side. Ball comes to the back. Morneau trying to get the ball out. It was Max.
Not tuning.
But it's actually turned over now. An opportunity for the Bombers to get the ball towards half forward. Mount Eliza defence just got to try and stand tall there and trying to get this ball out. They do get the ball up towards half forward. Mark taken by Harrison Scott. Now off the pack. Run through 50. A chance on the hand pass and another one. A snap at goal there. That's better. That's much, much better by the Mount Eliza side to kick the goal. And it's Jasper O'Neill who's put through their second goal. But the problem on the scoreboard is that they still trail by 42 points, 58 to 16.
The lowering of the eyes was really good here on the forward 50. They drew the Frankston Bombers defender in. So 2-on-1, the ball went to the back. From there, they were out. They had one-on-ones all over the park, and their midfield were working back to create the extra. And when you've got the extra and use your hands like that, you're going to create scores. Fantastic, Eliza. And I guess the question becomes, where's it been? But well done to them, credit to them. They've got to finish the half with a couple more. Get that confidence boost before half time.
So it's just Bombers by 7 goals. Harry Pryor once again dominating in the ruck. Burr, he holds the ball in. Tackle was applied on him and we'll get another stoppage.
Seems to be three certainties in life at the moment, Vossi. That's death, taxes and Harry Pryor winning the hit out.
Just about the centre break too.
So quick kick by Kelly. It goes long, 2v1. Favouring the Bombers. Finn Bain, he gets a handball out. Jasper O'Neill's got it now. Diddy Cantonio and Garrett lay a tackle on him. Umpire's going to call for another stoppage inside.
And you know, with Harry Pryor doing so well in the ruck, you can afford to keep Khan Haratuku down forward, and thus Jared Grant gets off the leash as well.
Absolutely.
It's a win all round.
So Harry Pryor once again. Ball comes out. Alex Harnett, he's going to run onto it. He gets a quick kick going forward. Who's going to stand up? Haratuku can't take the mark. Runs back onto it. He'll want to get a stoppage, and he's done so. So if you're just tuning in, Mount Eliza 2-4-16, Frankston Bombers 9-4-58. 20 minutes gone in the second quarter. Frankston Bombers are well and truly ahead on the scoreboard here. And Mount Eliza need to do a little bit of soul searching at half time and see what they can do in the second half. The ball comes in, Charles, he goes with a shot on goal, but it's a worm burner, doesn't even make the distance. Jared Grant, tackle is applied, ball comes out. Jackson Burr, he tries to get a quick kick going forward at the goals, can't do so. Point conceded by Finn Bain.
Haven't called his name a lot in the second quarter.
Certainly have not. Mount Eliza 2-4-16. The Bombers should be at 9-5-59. They are. The points have finally been given. So margin is 43 points. So the kick in from fullback, looking there for Tennant. Dice with a little bit of danger there, but Tennant was good enough to take the mark. The Bombers player just in front of him, but he managed to stretch the arms over and grab the ball. Luckily for Mount Eliza, ball goes out of play in front of Alex Arnett, over for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of the normal visitors' rooms, which is now the Frankston Bombers' rooms for the day. As the ball comes back into play.
So Harry Pryor, the reason why he's been so dominant, he's just getting front position before the ball is even thrown up, and from there he's just making a meal of Max Morney at the moment.
He's made a meal of Max, he's called him tuna.
Oh, we're going with that. We're at that time of the year.
I thought we were supposed to go to another level in finals.
Scagliarini, he goes by hand over to Welsh. He's getting off the chain a little bit in this second quarter. He goes inside forward 50, looking for Williams. Ball's out in front of him. Pickers trails him. He corrals him to the boundary line. That was a great tackle by Sam Pickers. He's dispossessed. Ryan Marks Logan will take the advantage. He'll go for a run down the wing. Inside he goes. Found Dale Sutton. They can come across.
Jared Amalfi free, far side, our side, sorry. Broadcast side.
Greeley can come back and he can find the player in Chase Harris if he wants to. He was standing there for an eternity, then he could go even further. Got a couple more out here, but he's going to go down the line. Pack forms, ball comes to the front. Trickles over, we'll get a throw in.
You know, even though he lost out in that forward line contest there, Lockie Williams, he's the one shining light for mine in terms of their forwards. He's the one man that looks as though he could potentially kick a few to possibly get them back in, but without him at the moment they're in all sorts of trouble. We're into time on in the second quarter.
That's the importance of the centre half forward. You can see what Frankston are doing. They're able to get a hack kick forward, get it in there as quick as possible, but Mount Eliza don't have that dump kick, so they have to try and be pinpoint to Lockie Williams all day.
Yeah, the one thing that a tool does is they let your inefficient players become more efficient, don't they? Because they're able to make perhaps a poor disposal or a 50-50 disposal look a bit better than it is, and that's definitely what Mount Eliza are missing at the moment, and it's their number one need going into 2023.
They need to get a score on the board, so Will Antoni or even Shane Tennant has to go forward for mine, because yes, they're 7 goals down, and if Tennant goes forward they may concede more, but they've got to try and get some score on the board.
There is no demand for him, AJ.
No, it'll be fizz time, Vossi.
And there's no such thing as percentage in finals, so if you're going to lose big trying something.
Holding the ball, good tackle from behind by Tano Atuka, who goes with a high kick towards full forward. Going back, and is that a mark? Yes, it is.
And guess who at all?
That's the quick kick. It's just summed it right up, Daz.
Yep, absolutely, it has. That's their 9th mark inside 50.
One-on-one contest inside attacking 50. It's the best way to go. It's the quickest way home. Enables the defence not to be sucked back into to help the one-on-one defender. So Jake Batchelor to put the 10th goal on the board for the Frankston Bombers and to end a very, very good first half, or near on end of the first half. Has the shot. 25 minutes into the second quarter. The Bombers out by 49 points. Quite amazing. 10-5-65. Mount Eliza 2 goals, 4-16.
Get the fizz out.
Goal kickers so far: Alex Hunnett with 1, Diddy Mancantonio with 1, Haratuku 1, Jared Grant 3, Jake Batchelor just kicked his second, Block has 1, and Kingsbury 1, and for Mount Eliza, Lockie Williams 1 and Jasper O'Neill.
So 15 scoring shots from 23 inside 50s, if you can believe that. That's extraordinary. Still going at above 60%, and like we mentioned, that was their 9th mark inside 50. In the clearances, they're getting it done as well. 18-12, considering Mount Eliza started 3-1. It's extraordinary. There's another one.
So ball goes out to the wing. Scagliarini, he gets his running game going. He goes inside forward 50, looking for a target. No mark taken. That was a simple drop there from Fuster.
15th inside 50, still haven't taken a mark inside. And they should have there. That was it's a bit stiff on Scagliarini, because that was a out and out pie.
Vossi, we know Shane Tennant likes to play loose all the time, but he's that to the detriment of Mount Eliza at times, because he's just clearly standing there by himself, but it allows like a Jared Amalfi for the Frankston Bombers to be there by himself down back, and he's a superior probably foot user, Jared Amalfi.
I guess if you look at it, Mount Eliza played that way the whole season, and they've been relatively successful, but when it goes wrong, they don't sort of have that sort of ability to change, or they don't seem to have the ability to change the plan around to try and sort of make him afford to maybe take a couple of marks, kick a snag or two. But yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, the question for mine is, I don't think his role gets questioned if they do have that centre half forward target. So if they think that it might be him, I think they would have done it by now.
So Scagarini goes wide.
Go shopping in the off season.
Finn Bain has the footy now. He's going to go past the scoreboard. His ball can't hit a target. It's at the feet of the Mount Eliza forwards. Quick kick at goal. Bouncing through.
Extraordinary.
So they get their third. 3-4. 22. Frankston Bombers 10-5. 65.
Yeah, it was just we don't say dumb luck, but it was an intelligent kick and got aided by the bounce, of course, and a good finish. They're taking opportunities once they're getting them. The problem is that they're not getting their hands on the ball at the contest, and once they do go inside 50, they're relying on their ground players to do all their scoring for them, which isn't holding up considering they're 43 points behind, but credit where it's due, that was a fantastic finish. And we'll go quickly around the ground to Bendigo Bank. If it wants to load, Collingwood have defeated the Swans in the AFLW by 31 points.
So Harry Pryor in the ruck against Max Morney. Quick kick by Jason Kingsbury, just goes long and strong, looking for Batchelor. It's a 2v1. Hammond, he slips the tackle. He goes out. He's found Bailey Welsh. I've liked his game today, Daz.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing, mate.
He goes down the line. Mark Taken.
This is better.
The fact is, though, Khan Haratuku's down at sitting in the hole. So once again, when you don't have a big centre half forward, and you had Harry Pryor and also Khan Haratuku down back, you can't do that quick kick forward that we've been saying.
Yeah, missing a handball for 3 metres away doesn't help either. So yeah, this is falling apart for the Redlegs.
So we're not far away from half-time here. Antony, he's dispossessed. Dale Sutton, he's over the footy. Tennant as well. Umpires found a free kick going the way of Mount Eliza.
Yeah, if you can go into half-time, 37 points. We've seen stranger things in finals. They just can't afford to concede one here. So lock the ball in your forward half and try and create one score. Oh, too late. My bad.
So it's half-time here. Mount Eliza 3-4-22 playing Frankston Bombers 10-5-65. A long way back for the Redlegs, being down 43 points at the main break. We're going to go to a break and we'll be back after this.
You feel good about your bank? Because there is a bank you can feel good about. They share their profits to fund big community projects, small community clubs, and vital emergency services. They've given $250 million to help Australian communities thrive. They have all the products and tech you expect from a big bank, with service you don't. It's Bendigo Bank. Feel good about who you bank with. Try Bendigo. Search bendigobank.com.au or search Bendigo Bank near me.
Hayden O'Connor, of course, talking about the presentation. One of the things you brought up was tomorrow night. So who's going to win Division 1 BNF?
Billy Quigley for mine.
Division 2?
Zach Andrew Arthur.
There you go. Right.
Any complaints there, Vossi? Any changes you'd make? We'll get that to you, I reckon, 3/4 time. I'll let you sit on it.
Finlay Bain would be a big chance, wouldn't he?
He would. We're underway in the third quarter.
Absolutely. Will Antony has gone into the ruck from Mount Eliza. He's going to win a free kick. Finn Bain's going to receive the handball. He went round the back. He goes inside looking for Jasper O'Neill, who's marked in front of Jared Amalfi. Much better ball movement from Mount Eliza to start the second half. Lockie Williams can go back and line up for their 4th major of the afternoon.
He's looked the most dangerous forward. This is almost a carbon copy of the start of last week's second half when they kicked 2 really quick ones. Mount Eliza, but
Harry Pryor limping off too, boys.
Yeah, that's a watch as well. Fingers crossed he is okay. Of course, all Bombers fans will be thinking the same as Lockie Williams comes in.
Just fading late, and they will register another behind. So Mount Eliza 3-5-23. Frankston Bombers 10-5-65.
Got to lock it in now. Mount Eliza, of course, generates scores. Finals footy's very, very simple. Vossi, lock the ball in your half, generate scores, get yourself back into the game.
Don't concede multiple goals, and that's the only way that Frankston are going to lose this game, by getting on the wrong end of a landslide of goals going against them. So they've had a fantastic first half. They've just got to finish off the job now. The winner, of course, to play Bomb Beach next week. What a game that promises to be. So I won't be there next Sunday, so I'll be. I suppose I'd better keep a track on what you two are up to next week, even though I'll be watching the Raiders in the grand final next week. Here's an opportunity now for a high kick by Simmons towards half-forward. Big jump there by the Mount Eliza player and Jasper O'Neill. It was ball on the ground. Now an opportunity on the right foot.
That was silly from Chapman. Absolutely silly.
It was off target, but the contact was made afterwards, so they're going to get another kick. The kick missed from Jordan Rouse, but this is the sort of start you don't want Frankston making in this second half. They're 7 goals in front, but you don't want to be giving Mount Eliza a way back into this game.
Yeah, spot on, Vossi. If they grab that thing in finals footy we like to call momentum, anything can happen, and it's been a really, really good start.
Just look at what Fremantle did to the Western Bulldogs last night.
Yeah, of course, and their leaders, of course, Michael Walters, one of their leaders, stood up magnificently, especially in that second half.
So Jordan Rouse it is. He'll kick from about 40 metres. Has the shot, it fades, but it's going to sneak in for a goal. Great start to the second half for Mount Eliza. They've scored a goal and a point. They're up to 4-5-29. Bombers are 10-5-65, so still a long way back. But you've got to start somewhere, Daz.
No, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. They've had all 3 clearances for the quarter, and they've had all 3 inside 50. So a hot start, the start that they needed. And what do they do from here? Because we noticed when Bond Beach settled and scored a goal, they kind of went to water, didn't they, in that second half? So they got to maintain, even if they do concede one, they've got to keep pressing. Go hard or go home, no percentage in finals.
Haratuku with a tap out. He tried to find Harnett. Kingsbury. Sutton. Up and under. Players converge on it. Antony stood under it from Mount Eliza. I liked his move into the midfield as a ruck, boys.
Yeah, it was weird in that last contest that he didn't compete. I don't think the ball up really unfavoured him, but he didn't go up and played as an extra midfielder.
So Haratuku easily winning that. Harnett. Kingsbury, he's tackled, and we'll get another stoppage.
Just inching their way forward, so it looks like relatively even numbers down the ground, which will suit Mount Eliza.
Quick kick going forward for Mount Eliza. O'Neill. He pulls the ball back in. Amalfi tackling him. Once again, the umpires will call for it. We'll get another throw up here, right on the centre wing. 4-5-29. Frankston Bombers 10-5-65. Nalbs. Handball out. Small. Over to O'Neill. Amalfi for the Frankston Bombers. Ball's not going anywhere. Umpire calls for it, and we'll get another stoppage. So Haratuku winning that down. Finn Bain's going to run onto it, but it overruns that. Tackle applied. And once again, umpire Sam Duell calls for it.
The ball just eluding Finlay Bain then, quite comically.
The ball comes to ground. Sutton, he just gets a hack kick forward. Bachelor's coming at the footy. Elliot Simmons, he's over it. Tackled by Block.
Don't tell me.
You wouldn't read about it, Daz.
No, they're extraordinary. Can't be true. Another stoppage.
So at half forward here for Frankston Bombers. Mount Eliza have scored the only 2 scoring shots in this quarter, a goal and a behind, so the margin back to 36 points. Mount Eliza looking to try and get the ball out of trouble and perhaps get another foray inside their attacking 50. They get to centre wing. Simmons almost got tackled. Hand pass. Ends up with Amalfi. He then just put it on the hands to try and get it away from the wanting tackler. Ball still a chance here on half forward for Mount Eliza, but the ball comes back towards centre wing. Off the hands. Finlay Boehner hand pass. Hammond's got it. Goes with a sideways kick, but it only ends up in the waiting arms there of Chapman, who goes through the centre. He goes with a long kick towards half forward. Going up, strong mark. Big Khan, God, he's got good hands. That was a beautiful mark by Khan Haratuka. There's your Bridgestone Select contender for the mark of the day there, boys.
Yeah, spot on, that was fantastic. It was the meat and the sandwich, but he got his big dukes up and pulled it in. That's their 10th mark inside 50 for the Bombers, and it's the biggest difference in the game so far. And geez, he's got a long leg, not putting this past him at all.
So he's going to have the shot, and he's going to almost make it. It was 55, probably 50, 56, 57 metres out, and failed by probably 2 or 3 metres to get the distance. So it's off the hands of 3 for a point. So 10-6, 66 the Bombers. Mount Eliza 4-5-29. They played 7 minutes, but Premier Traditional Home Scoreboard.
So the ball's come back inside forward 50 for Frankston Bombers.
The non-officiating umpires paid that too high.
I think that was probably correct, Daz.
Yeah, I think so, absolutely, to the chagrin of the Mount Eliza fans in front of me here. But the closest umpire probably blindsided, so that's good umpire collaboration there, and they get another shot at goal.
So the player getting the free kick was Block.
Kicked one.
He's done the Matthew Lloyd grass toss.
Keeping up the Bombers tradition.
He's going to enter the forward 50 now. In he comes. Shot on goal. And that's straight through the middle.
There's a lot of Lloydie about that.
So the Bombers go back out by 7 goals. And a little bit of change. We've been playing 6 minutes in the third quarter.
And just noting just a little bit of body language here, not a lot of movement from Mount Eliza here, getting back to their positions, a lot of walking, few heads are down.
8 minutes, sorry there, Daz.
That's okay, mate. But yeah, they are, I'm not saying that they've completely given up, but there seems to be just a drop off.
Whenever Mount Eliza do get a little momentum going their way, they just... Bombers have an answer for them every time at the moment. They need to bring this margin down to a manageable level, but 43 points ain't it at the moment.
Tell you what, just at that centre bounce, Khan Haratuku, that was one of the biggest jumps I've seen Harry Pryor in my entire life, who's back on the ground.
So Rouse gets a quick kick towards half forward. Bounces away from Harrison Scott. The ball goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. So Mount Eliza into attack, half forward flank. They're trailing on the scoreboard 29-72. Winner to play Bomb Beach, who I'm sure are here today watching this game, AJ.
They certainly may be, or just watching it on the live stream or listening to RPP as O'Neill goes inside the forward 50 for Mount Eliza. Standing under it was Harrison Scott. He couldn't take the mark. Charles Harnett. Quick kick. Up looking for Haratuku. He just gets his body in the way. No one can get around that frame. Inside forward 50 he goes. 1-on-1. Not able to take the mark. Grant. Batchelor. He's tackled. Mount Eliza supporters want a free kick. Not coming.
They
Up
get
the wing it goes.
Oh!
Great mark. Haratuku.
There's your mark of the day.
I think he's pipped your one, Bossy.
Same bloke, though.
Oh, that's a real Ruckman style of kick.
I think Pickus needed to come at the footy there, boys.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a bit.
He's just... Am I witnessing what I've just seen? He has gone to the crowd and celebrated, and it's gone straight through the points.
That's and quite convincingly through the points. It's going to be the most
embarrassing thing that I have seen.
That'll come out at the best and fairest. Looking forward to that.
That'll go on the blooper reel for the year.
Oh,
Remember Dylan Buckley did that
he's
at the
giving the one finger around. Oh, my.
Yeah, extraordinary.
Oh, once again, Haratuku taking the mark. He's going to go long again, looking for Jared Grant. He's in a one-on-one. Players over it. Umpires circling. And we'll get another stoppage.
Zach Rouse is sort of going through his mind right now. How do I play Khan Haratuku? He's taken 3 strong marks against him.
Oh.
And he's just nothing he can do.
Absolutely.
Will Antoni in the ruck there, still probably trying to figure out a...
That's holding the ball.
Fantastic.
That's a good tackle from behind. Applied there.
Oh, wow.
What did he try and play on there for? All of a sudden it let Scaglarini back in. And now it's Nathan Scaglarini will run to centre half. Almost did run too far. He has the shot. He puts it through for a goal. And that's a 2-goal turnaround right there.
What was happening?
What was Liam Wishart trying to do there?
He had a Malfi coming past.
Not when you're on the ground.
No, but I think he got his arm chopped.
No, you're being way too generous.
No, I'm serious.
I believe you, but in that situation, I don't care who's running past. You need to be standing, or at least on your knees, not when you're lying out.
I think you can do those sort of things when you're 7 goals up, Daz.
Hey, he's looking like a worm fighting for life. You've got to be better than that.
I still don't think it's as bad as Lockie Williams celebrating for
that's a very good point. Yeah,
I'm sure that'll be played a few times this week. So Harnett, he tries to break through. He's given a free kick away for too high. High fend off. So Scaglarini has the footy. He's going to come out wide. West goes in. Inside forward 50 they go, man. Eliza, that's a better kick. The ball movement's been a lot better in the last couple of minutes. Fuster. He's going to go back and line up for 2 in a row for Mount Eliza and see if they can get somewhat of a run going here, boys.
Yeah, well, they've got the margin back within 7 points of their favour, so still 6 goals down.
In he goes, long kick, high. Is it going to make the distance? No. Comes to the front of the pack. Off Pickus goes.
Wow.
Ball comes out. We're going to throw in.
Crowd giving us better funnies than I've got, which doesn't bode well for my 2023 chances. I like this from Eliza. Showing some fight, which is what you want. They are one of the top teams in the league for a reason.
So the ball thrown back into play. Finlay Baines got it. Runs away from Harnett there. Harnett tried to make up the ground but couldn't quite do it. Ball went to half forward. But the Bombers will clear out towards the centre wing, and that's a strong mark taken there on this occasion. I think that might be by Chapman who's got it. He goes in towards the centre of the ground. Mark taken.
3 man out here.
And they can play on here. They can go to half forward. And
good
now
kick.
centering here. Beautiful kick. And it was kicked by Jake Greeley, and the mark has been taken. And it's been taken. Is that Matthew Harris with the ball? It is. He goes in short. And that's criminal. That's Greeley to Harris is bad enough, but Harris to Grant just then. Where's the Mount Eliza defence? Total breakdown, boys.
Yeah, I know when he turns sideways, Jared Green, he looks invisible, but goodness me.
Will that make volatile Vossi during the week?
Well,
got to get past the Bulldogs first, I reckon.
When you're trying to get back in the game, I tell you what, it's not good. But how can you miss Spindles out? How can you miss those sideburns he's got? You wouldn't lose them, that's for sure.
Oh, you're better than that, Spindle.
You'd love to have that one, Ducky. Missed from 40. Margin 37 points. Premier Traditional Home scoreboard 73-36. We're halfway through the quarter.
Bailey Welsh, he comes out and finds West. Still in the defensive 50, goes back to Welsh.
Probably been Mount Eliza's either best or second best player for mine.
Yeah, along with Scaglarini.
Yep, spot on.
He comes walking for Harrison Scott. He takes the mark.
A lot of agreement going on between AJ and I today. Freaks me out.
I know, don't like it. Yeah. Ball up to the wing. Comes to the back. Pickus. Ryan marks Logan with a long kick. Tennant over the top, taking a good mark. He can go over to Bailey Welsh. Oh, he missed him.
Oh, no.
They're just under a whole lot of pressure here, Mount Eliza.
Well done by Spindles there.
Should have gone out the far side. Bailey Welch was standing all alone.
Good tackle by Jared Grant just to keep the ball in a manageable zone.
How's the tap?
Franks Kingsbury got the ball down from Haratuku. He got the ball inside attacking 50, but Scaglarini will take it away for Mount Eliza. He goes to the kick down towards centre wing. Going back, but dropping the mark there on that occasion was Harry Pryor. It's about the first bad thing he's done all day. He'll receive the ball back though. I felt sorry for him a little bit there. There's a short pass, and the ball is not going to be marked in the centre of the ground. Bit of a mud sort of gluey patch there in the centre of the ground, taken by Greeley out towards half forward. Mark taken by Burr, plays on, goes towards the pocket. Is that a mark to Batchelor? Second grab, and then he grabbed the ball back, but it's out of bounds. It was a goal, but it was out of bounds beforehand.
Oh boy.
So margin is 37 points, and Jake Batchelor's been a good player this afternoon. Started very well.
It's just had goal of the year,
Rob. Bombers. That's how you kick a left foot snap at dynamite like Tom Lynch did on Thursday night.
And goodbye to all of our Richmond listeners at the moment.
They're on vacation anyway.
For the record,
as Vossi would say.
It was a point.
Okay.
Haratuku. Scaglarini tries to break through. Ball hasn't gone anywhere. It's just under the pack.
You're pretty unfortunate when you get knocked off the footy when you're trying to take your kick. And then the ball rolls back under you and you just got 8 blokes jumping on you.
Will Antoni.
He's lifted this quarter.
Garrett over the top. So
well done, Harry Pryor.
Garrett's obviously recovered from his finger injury last week. That's a poor kick from Pickus, out of bounds on the full.
Oh, pretty poor attempt at marking that from the crowd too. Come on, people, we're all in finals.
Bossy, Khan Haratuku is like getting a good all-rounder in cricket, isn't it? You got a brilliant centre half forward, but you've probably got one of the best tap ruckmen to go along with it.
Versatile wherever he plays, absolutely.
Inside forward, 50 man Eliza go. Kelly, he's gone forward. He goes over the top. Who can run onto it? And it's Tom Small, handball over. Harrison Scott.
Missed.
Oh,
how's he missed that?
Lost control of the ball, I think.
It is just all happening here, Daz.
Lockie Williams must be thinking to himself, what more can be done? It was a fantastic grab that he took on the wing here, and well, when it's not your day, it's really not your day, isn't it?
Absolutely. Kingsbury, handball out to Pickus. Quick kick going forward, and standing all alone is Will Antoni. He's had a much better quarter in the ruck. Going long. Who can take the mark? Another effort there by Kelly. Could have been another contender of the Bridgestone Select mark of the day.
It's a decent strategy though. If you're in a position where you mightn't win the game, you can at least go home with mark of the year.
We saw Will Antoni play at centre half forward a couple of weeks ago. I think it was against Germana, and he played really well. Why is he not up there, you reckon?
I'm not sure, but if you could get the direct line down to Bond Beach yesterday to get Owen Hewlett in the rucky, I think you might be you need to be getting the direct line down to Braddles at the moment.
Absolutely. Harry Pryor's kick spoiled.
He might not listen to you though, Daz.
Oh,
that's why I've sent AJ to do it, Vossi.
Braden Nelms. Quick kick inside forward 50. Taking the mark is Charles. He goes across ground. Finding Drake. He plays on. Runs himself into a bit of trouble. Diddy-man Cantonio. He goes up looking for his teammate. Goes over his head. Inside forward 50. They go again, Mount Eliza. Dale Sutton's doing the roving. He goes to the far side. And they're just going to steady it up here, Frankston. So Jake Batchelor's got the footy. Pretty handy to have a VFL coach just running around and offering some on-field support, boys.
Yeah, you're not going to complain as Jared Grant nearly takes a screamer. Yeah, I think he's just been really important in the games that I've seen, just structurally as well. So he's either been the down-the-line guy or the guy in the goal square. That's kind of been his two roles, and he's done them both really, really well. So, yeah, they're pretty blessed, the Bombers, to have their high quality of tools that they do.
Absolutely. Ball comes to the front of the pack. Scaglarini runs onto it. He just retreats. He goes long. 2v1. Another almost contender for mark of the day, boys.
We're gonna get.
It's all happening.
Yeah,
Someone's going to sit on someone's head by the end of it.
We're going to get an absolute pearler, an all-timer, I reckon.
That would have outdone Tan Haratuku's 2 marks, I tell you, RJ.
Absolutely, Vossi.
Lloyd Williams. I keep saying Lloyd Williams. Lockie Williams certainly did get high. Didn't use his hands either, which made it even more impressive leap that he got so high. Got a free kick here, the Mounties. 36 points as a margin, 21 minutes into the third quarter. Bombers in control. But they haven't completely shut the door on it, even though a quarter ago I said this game is over.
Jeez,
that's a high kick. That's a big kick. That's a goal. Oh. Marching back to 30 points, boys, and they certainly haven't given this away. The Mounties 6-7-43, Bombers 11-7-73. Played 21 minutes in the third quarter.
Tell you what, we'll be sitting up in our chairs a little bit more if they can get one more before the three-quarter time siren. I think we just ticked over 21 minutes, or about to tick over 22 minutes, sorry. So they've got time for one more, which would get it back to 4 goals, and from there, anything can happen.
Skaggs has certainly lifted in this quarter, boys.
Yeah, Will Antoni, Lockie Williams, Bailey Welsh, all been fantastic. Clearances at the moment, 29-20 in favour of Frankston, but Mount Eliza are leading this quarter.
So Harry Pryor hits the ball down to Kingsbury. Finn Bain just gets a handball out the front. Going to go inside forward 50 once again, so they're pressing here. Mount Eliza, can Kelly run onto it? Garrett for the Bombers, he's dispossessed. Ball comes to the front. Sutton, clearing kick. Bailey Welsh uses his big frame, he's tackled immediately. The umpire calls for it.
And the territory battle is so much so in Mount Eliza's favour this quarter that they're only -1 in inside 50s for the entire game. At one stage they were down by 6. Now down 2.
Batchelor, he goes up, Hammond with a fist. Ball to the front. High up and under. Players stand under it. Tennant was like a battering ram. Finn Bain, he goes in with an excellent kick, finding Small. So their run's certainly lifted here, boys. Simmons, he gets around to Malfi. He goes in with a long one. Harrison, Scott there. Quick kick by Williams. No celebrating this time.
No, not at all. And I'll tell you what, in the middle of the ground, they could have walked that to about 50-45 out. Elliot Simmons had a teammate running alongside of him, but he chose an inside 50 option, which at this point in time doesn't seem that smart. They've had 27 inside 50s for 2 marks.
So 29 points is the margin. Frankston Bombers just looking for three-quarter time at the moment, just to steady themselves.
It's not often when you have a 5-goal lead that you need a steadier.
Yeah, and it's also not often you're kind of hoping the siren goes either.
They're giving them a mini look here, boys. They're just giving Mount Eliza a chance to get themselves right back. Now, we sort of tend to associate a margin of about 4 goals as the maximum you want to be down. They're 1 goal away from that, Mount Eliza. So they could easily get that back in the next couple of minutes. Ball's over the line for a boundary throw-in. They could get that back and get themselves into manageable proportions coming into the last quarter.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if there's a group of people that are wanting a Mount Eliza fight back, it's the crowd in front of us. Let me tell you, very vocal, which we love, and that ball will run out of bounds again, but the turnout of the crowd's been extraordinary. The net ball is finished, so some have stuck around, which is fantastic.
We're only hearing the one whistle now, which is fantastic, as opposed to the 2 that we were hearing earlier. Ball knocked down. Quick kick forward for Frankston. It's going to be not going too far. That's going to be a free kick for a tackle without the ball.
Oh!
And Sam Pickers is the man with the ball. He goes to half forward. Mark taken by Khan Haratuku.
1-on-1 in the square, probably had to go. Last time he had a shot from this position, he didn't make the distance.
He missed it by about 3 metres.
Will Antoni still not happy with something that's happened a little bit earlier. Harry Pryor and Elliot Simmons acquainting themselves.
Temper's getting a little bit frayed there. Just right on three-quarter time, but Khan Haratuku goes long. And that's easily knocked through there by Shane Tennant. 3 for a behind, so 30 points is the margin. The Frankston Bombers 11-8-74, Mount Eliza 6-8-44. 25 minutes into the third quarter.
Bo Mustin needs to go to Khan Haratuku at 3/4 time and tell him that's twice now you've had a shot from outside 50 that hasn't made the distance. Go quickly, look for your one-on-one, kick it to the top of the square.
So Lockie Fuster has it, half-back flank. 25 and a half minutes gone. Mount Eliza 6-8-44. Frankston Bombers 11-8-74. Scagliarini goes inside forward 50 looking for Kelly. Can't take the mark. And the Bulls have scored it out and we'll get a throw in.
One more chance it looks like for a score, which would bring it back to, as Vossi calls it, the maximum margin, 4 goals.
So probably last opportunity here for Mount Eliza. 10 they sneak one. Ball will come out to centre half forward, or centre half back I should say. The Mount Eliza player was tackled without the ball with Simmons, but it's turned over now, an opportunity for the Bombers to go forward.
Brilliant.
That's very good play. Really good play. Mark taken by Jake Batchelor at 50, and he'll just, instead of going to Jared Grant, he'll just say, no, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to have the shot, and I'm going to steady things down here, boys. I think he probably knew it was going to be.
Geez, this would hurt if he puts it through from Mount Eliza. That was brilliant by Alex Harnett in the middle. Just knocked his opposition player off the footy as he was going to take the kick, and not just that, kicked it to Jake Batchelor's advantage. That is leadership at its finest and a fantastic kick.
Has he got the leg here, Vossi?
I'd say yes, he does. It's a question of accuracy. But I think he knew the time was running out, and he just said, no, go back. I've got this sorted. He goes long. And he goes just off target, through for a behind. So at 3/4 time, one quarter left for one of these two sides, and at the moment the Frankston Bombers are going along beautifully. 11-9-75, Mount Eliza up against it, 6-8-44. That quarter went 27 minutes, and you're listening and watching RPPFM.
Put up for contention as well, and I think there are going to be some Mount Eliza players that can hold their head up. Lockie Williams, even with the blooper that he had earlier, Bailey Welsh as well, Nathan Scagliarini's been really good, and a couple of others as well. But it looks like all Bombers in terms of the best on ground, Vossi. But who do you think has it so far? Give me one player. Who's ahead?
I think Khan Haratuku's making a bit of a run for it at the moment.
I think I still have Harry Pryor slightly in front. AJ, if you can still hear us, who have you got as number 1 at the moment?
Yeah, Harry Pryor for mine.
Too much agreeing going on between Captain and Cuddles at the moment.
So 4th quarter starts here. Can the Bombers win in front of their home crowd? Ball goes forward. Harnett, he attacks the footy. And we're going to get another stoppage.
He likes to point out our bloopers, our man. Has he started the 4th quarter with a voice break there, Vossi? Did you hear that? Or
it's quite possible. You just
think he might have started the 4th quarter with a bit of a voice break, mate.
I don't remember, but it is what it is, Daz.
It is.
As Small, he's going to go inside forward 50. But it goes over the back, and Ryan Marks Logan takes the relieving mark.
The man they affectionately call Rowdy.
Oh, no.
Goes for the kick out towards half-back, and that is one that he'd like to have back.
Might be calling him Lamb after that, Vossi.
He was looking for Josh Chapman, but the ball...
I think he was looking for his mate in the crowd. Vossi, I reckon that's the closest target he was getting there.
Quite possible. So Mount Eliza have got to make 31 points up, and they've got to hit the scoreboard early in this last quarter if they're going to have a chance of doing it. But that's a good mark taken in defence, and it's taken by Sam Drake at full-back. Oh, that's a bad kick, though. Oh, no. That's a very poor kick. It enables a chance for Mount Eliza to have the chance. 45-degree angle, 30 metres out from goal, AJ.
So I've got to wonder why Jordan Rouse didn't try to hit up Tom Kelly, who was screaming for the footy. He went top of the square, which hasn't worked for them all day. And, geez, they might get away with it here, but I think you've got to hit up your small forwards in that position.
There's the first one, Vossi, that they're after.
The crowd loving it. Tell you what, there might be some in the crowd that we're going to call rowdy by the end of the night if Mount Eliza make a charge.
Yeah, I think the Amber
Ale
certainly
kicked in, you reckon?
Sunday Arvo, Amber Ales.
So the inside 50s have already been evened up for the game at 29 all.
So ball's back in the middle. Harry Pryor and Will Antoni are going to do battle once again. Scagliarini. Inside forward 50 they go once again. Tom Kelly takes the mark. Beautiful kick going forward for Williams. Can't take the mark. Ryan Marks Logan gets a hand in. Pickus. He can't pick up the footy. Dale Sutton. Scagliarini. Handball out to Finn Bain. Misses him. Tackle applied. And we'll get a ball up inside the forward 50 for Mount Eliza. And they're certainly making a charge, Bossy.
I'll tell you what's on the crowd at this point. Volume-wise, this is what finals footy is all about. I'll tell you what, another goal here, and geez, anything could happen.
Our man Daz is a little late to the party. We said that, Vossi, didn't we? Hey?
We
get a little bit tight.
Certainly did.
Oh, I had to duck away for three-quarter time, boys, but that's all right.
So Scagliarini here goes by hand. Quick kick going forward.
That's 5-0 clearances already.
Falls in the hands of Kelly. He wants to go on his left. Harrison Scott tries to get it out to Hammond. Kick going forward. Harnett. He just gets the ball up to the wing. Kick going up, looking for Jared Grant. Bounces in front of him. So they've got a mark here in Rouse. Right on centre wing.
Oh,
inside the centre square they go. It's going to work out. Over to Bailey Welsh. He's dispossessed. Haratuku by hand. Sutton. Amalfi inside forward 50. The Bombers go once again out in front of Batchelor, but the ball goes out and we'll get a throw in.
That's two pretty poor kicks by Jordan Rouse to start the final quarter, which isn't the start that he or Mount Eliza are after. It'd take the sting out of the game if the Bombers can kick one here, but that's their 30th inside 50. They've scored 20 times, of course, going at 66%, which is just, I mean, that's off the chart good.
So quick kick going forward. Bounces over the top. Bailey Welsh is going to run onto it for Mount Eliza. He gets a clearing kick, although it hasn't gone far enough. Chapman takes the mark. He's going to drive it long, looking for Jake Batchelor. Pack forms. Who can take the mark? Jake Batchelor it is. He's standing up, boys.
Yeah, he absolutely is, and yeah, just couldn't get it on target at three-quarter time, but he'll pop this one through. His second from point blank range, I should say, and that takes a lot of the sting out of this one as they'll go up by 31 points. That's their 12th mark inside 50. The Bombers from their 31st inside 50.
This to calm a few nerves for the Frankston Bombers. So 25 points as a margin is to make it 31. Directly in front, has the shot and puts it through for Jake Batchelor's third goal of the afternoon. One in the first, one in the second, and one in the last quarter. 5.5 minutes played in the last quarter. The Bombers answer every challenge. 12-9-81, Mount Eliza 7-8-50.
Yeah, well called, Vossi. Answering every challenge. I couldn't agree with you more. And a bit of the sting has gone out of the Mount Eliza crowd in front of us here. But, I mean, this is fair. For a fifth place team, I really hope that they're going to get all the credit they deserve throughout the week. They definitely will from RWP, of course. You can catch all of our content throughout the week via socials, of course. But I'm just so impressed with the Bombers. I think it's that simple. They've just been outstanding all day, and apart from, you know, a couple of maybe 5-minute patches, they have so far been the better side, Vossi. It's not funny.
Well, I think, Daz, they might want to continue on with the Feng Shui from last week. AJ, maybe send Tan Haratuku over, be interviewed. You interviewed Jared Amalfi, I'll interview Tan Haratuku, that sort of thing like last week. Maybe they might do the same. It's just, they're going to be in the preliminary final.
Absolutely. Finn Bain gets a clearing kick out in front of Scagliarini. He's going to run onto it. Braden Nelms.
Great hands.
He goes in, looking for Williams. Can't take the mark. Ball over the back.
Clever.
Goes through for a behind.
Geez, they don't want to hit up their forwards, do they? And another one on a leader. It might have been Jasper O'Neill coming out there, and they just went long. It hasn't worked for them. Pretty frustrating, especially considering clearances now 32-30, so no real difference at all.
So Amalfi goes in short, finding Charles. Hemmed up on the boundary line, but he's going to turn it over. Williams can go back. Try and minimise this 5-goal deficit that Mount Eliza are facing at the moment.
Now this would get the crowd back up and about. So it's only their 4th mark inside 50, their 1st intercept mark inside their forward 50, and their 29th inside 50.
So shot at goal. It's just fading, hasn't gone through. Drake. He goes out and finds Greeley. Mark's been taken there by Joseph Watts.
Keeping the ball in their front half, which is good. They've just got to generate something here.
Goes in looking for Tennant, who takes the mark. Bailey Welsh, he's got it now in the middle of the ground. He goes in looking for a target. Williams can't take the mark. Ball comes to Finn Bain. He goes with a short one. Over to Kelly.
There's an eerie silence across this ground at the moment.
Free kicks going the way of Tom Kelly for Mount Eliza.
Now, no one's been able to kick this far from this end of the ground all day. Oh no.
So he can't get around, he's dispossessed.
That's probably not the avenue I was going down, but okay.
So they've just been a little bit sloppy here, Mount Eliza, today. Burr going down the wing. No mark was taken. Umpire circles and calls for it.
So with that cloud, I'm just looking over at that cloud. It just looks to be a bit of rain in that cloud, boys.
Well, it's certainly not warm, Vossi.
No.
It certainly is not.
The car heaters all around the peninsula are going to be getting a good run on the way home, let me tell you.
High kick towards half forward. Going back and taking the mark there was Jai Block, who's been good. He's kicked 2 goals. You get 2 goals out of somebody like Jai Block, and I say that with all due respect. You just out of one of your lesser forwards is probably what I'm trying to say there. If you get 2 goals out of one of your lesser forwards, that's what you're maximising your goals that you're going to score on the day.
Yeah, spot on, Vossi. And you even look at AFL level. 2016 for the Bulldogs when they won that impossible flag. Clay Smith and Tory Dixon both kicked 4 for the Dogs, who you wouldn't normally associate with being big goal kickers. So yeah, absolutely. If you can get your non-traditional forwards or your lesser-known forwards to hit the scoreboard, it's going to send you a long, long way.
I promise I won't do a BT on Triple M when Tom Boyd kicked a goal in the last quarter.
Absolutely not.
YouTube it if you don't know what I'm talking about there, listeners. Tom Boyd goal 2016 BT commentating.
Yeah, they say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, but it's not happening here, let me tell you.
Maybe AJ might be willing to go down that path.
Just maybe, Vossi, you just never know.
No, I think I do. I'm going with a very confident and resounding nope. So from here, boys, it looks like the Bombers are going to take on Bond Beach next week. How do we, early, not predictions, but early discussion, how do we think they'll fare? How do they match up? What do we think?
Yeah, I think they match up pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, look, Bond Beach obviously did a job on them in round 16 they played, round 15 they played. Late in the season, Bond Beach beat them easily, and it sort of made Frankston a bit jittery heading towards the finals, making sure they had to win the last 2 to get there. So it's going to be a cracker next week. You two are going to have an absolute ball down at Rosebud while I'm off watching the Raiders create a bit of history.
Looking forward to it.
Snapper Dollars off target, through for a behind 12-10-82 Bombers. Mount Eliza 7-9-51.
Still operating at 66% in terms of score per inside 50. The Bombers, 22 scoring shots, 33 inside 50s.
So that's going to be turned over. Jared Grant, he goes inside forward 50, shot at goal. He misses to the near side.
Come on, Spindle. That's their 15th intercept mark too, the Bombers. That's one of the more impressive stats of the day for mine.
So the Bombers going to give away a free kick for an arm chop.
Not really anything on down the line. Jared Green again. Oh, nearly.
Standing in the way was Chase Harris. He goes in. Ball on the top of Jake Batchelor's head, and he's taking the mark once again. Great body work from Jake Batchelor. He'll go back and line up for his 4th of the afternoon. Mount Eliza 7-9-51. Bombers 12-11-83. They'll look to extend their lead.
14th mark inside 50, Vossi. Gee, isn't that a luxury in a final?
Oh, absolutely. When you consider, boys, if he kicks this, it's 38 points and it's 13 minutes into the last quarter. If you're Bo Muston, do you start thinking about next week and maybe taking off some of your better players and resting them up for next week?
No, I don't think so, because you're just putting 18 other blokes on the ground that are going to be more tired, so it just balances it out. I think it's just you might go into a bruise-free mode, maybe, Vossi, for a little bit and hope that no one gets injured.
I know they've got this. They're into the preliminary final after a fantastic effort today. Mount Eliza have tried as they might. Bombers have had every answer, and Jake Batchelor's kicked 4 goals for the afternoon. And I'll tell you what, he's been a productive player, boys.
Yeah, he really has. I'll tell you what, how good's the goal kicking been in the pockets that are not favouring the goal kickers? We've seen Khan Haratuku in that first quarter. I think Batchelor has done it twice now. It's outstanding. This whole favour and unfavouring might be a bit of a myth when it comes to the footy, AJ.
I think you're spot on there, Daz. Haratuku's now gone into the ruck. Harry Pye off for a rest. He's been sensational all day. Still leading the Jones Lupino best on ground for mine. Kingsbury. Greeley. He's going to get a free kick for too high.
4-1 in the clearances in the last quarter. They've well and truly put the nail in the coffin, the Bombers.
Inside forward 50. Frankston go again. Jared Grant off the ground. Out of bounce on the full, and I reckon he's copped a mouthful there from the supporters over the fence. He just turned around straight away. Mount Eliza going to come out through West. Goes up looking for Cole. Can't take the mark. Players dive on
That
the
was
footy.
pretty clumsy. Declan Cole, I think it was.
So Jason Kingsbury has the footy.
Been really impressive today. I really liked his game.
He was great last week, so 2 weeks in a row he's been very good. Kingsbury inside forward 50. They go once again. Frankston, Jared Grant taking the mark right in front of the Bombers faithful.
He's kicked him from the car park on the other side of the ground in the second quarter. There is absolutely no reason why he can't kick this.
You watch this crowd go absolutely bananas if he kicks this. I reckon you might find he might just run along the fence and high-five every single one of them if it goes through.
How many's in the back of that truck there, boys?
Yeah, it's extraordinary, Vossi. Here he goes. Oh, he's just
Good effort.
hooked it too early.
The right idea, but as you said, just hooked a little bit earlier there, Daz. Bombers up to 13-12-90. Mount Eliza 7-9-51. I know what you were saying before about maybe just keep going, but I'd be looking about now if I was Bo Muston. I'd be looking at.
Well, who do you take off? Who are the 4?
I'd be looking at maybe. I'd say maybe Khan Haratuku. You'd take off Alex Harnett. That'd be 2 you'd take off. Probably. Yeah. Look. There's 2 I'd definitely take off. I was going to say Sam Drake, but then in defence, if you. You could take off one of your key defenders. You're not going to concede 7 goals in the last 10 minutes. So I think there's certain people that are definitely in line for a rest. If I was looking after it, AJ.
Ball goes inside forward 50 once again. Out in the lead was Tom Kelly. He's on his favoured side for his left foot.
And remember, you've got to bring Sam Fox back in next week.
Yeah, you really do. So he's got to kick this as high as he can towards the far goal post and just wrap it around beautifully. Got the best spot to watch it from.
And that hasn't hooked back enough, but a big mark's been taken on the goal line by Will Antony. Someone that we've been calling for to go forward all day.
Yeah, definitely. He can hold his head up high. He's been thrown around a little bit. Ruck, he's now forward, deserves this.
And he's kicked it. He's had a good afternoon. Will Antony probably should have been playing centre half forward for the whole game, Daz.
Yeah, we needed to get your direct line down, mate, as we've spoken about a few times. But they've taken 6 marks inside 50 for the second half, Mount Eliza, and they've scored on 4 of those occasions, 3 of them being goals. So Yeah, if you're unconvinced that they need a shot for a centre-half forward in the off-season, I hope that convinces you. Clearances also as well, 28 to 25 in favour of the Bombers, so nothing really separating them there. And after that latest Mount Eliza inside 50, they are on 32 to 35 Frankston's way.
Just on the scenario about resting players, the only thing can happen now is an injury, and you certainly don't want an injury to happen if you're Bo Muston. Obviously, you've got to fit one back in next week, but you don't want one of your stars like pinging a hammy or rolling an ankle or something at this stage. Braden Nells to the ball, goes to centre half forward. That wasn't marked. That was like a Greg Dyer mark from 1987 on Boxing Day.
Nuts.
That was not. You got a free kick there.
Wow.
Did Big Khan.
Crowd just letting the umpire know that he may have made a mistake in the most polite way.
Did he pay the mark?
No, he paid too high, Vossi. The second tackle that came in.
I was going to say if he paid the mark, and it's definitely a wrong call, but the free kick I think was probably there. Here's an opportunity now for Sutton. Goes to full forward. Jared Grant pushes his opponent out and gives him a slight nudge under the ball. Runs into the open goal, and that is the icing on a very sweet cake as far as the Bombers are concerned this afternoon. And I know one person will be very happy. Our good mate Tale should be very happy. Haven't seen Tale here for a while in a chat to before the game. It was part of the reason why I was late this afternoon, Crago. But saw her and she was very happy with the way things are going, and she'll have a couple of beers and celebrate the win tonight for the Bombers, and rightly so.
Absolutely. So
Jared Grant's kicked 4 goals, by the way, Daz.
Yeah, not long. He's put his hand up. He's probably on a rung below, but you can't teach the footy IQ of just nudging his opponent out of the way and then open goal. Fantastic work.
So back to the middle. 39 points is the margin. We're 19 and a half minutes into the last quarter here at the Greg Beck Oval. And it is well and truly all over here at the first semi-final. Next Sunday, Bomb Beach to play Frankston, and that's at Rosebud, isn't it, boys?
Certainly is.
And Wale did a fantastic job the last couple of weeks, and he'll be at it again in his little mobile vehicle there, the shirt, the shorts, and just sweating up a storm. Running around all over the ground, doing a fantastic job down there as well. I looked after us a treat there, Rosebud, yesterday. There's a short pass out of defence, good kick, mark taken by Bailey Welsh. He goes in towards the centre of the ground, mark was dropped by Sam Mornay. Tackle applied on Bailey Welsh, he wanted the free kick, the umpire said no. There's a kick inside, but the mark is taken by Shane Tennant, who gets a hand pass out. He was looking there for Hammond, who trips over. In fact, he's going to get a free kick. He actually did get tripped. I thought he tripped himself over, but the umpire's paid a trip, and James Hammond will take the free kick. We're into time on in the last quarter by 30 seconds. It's the Bombers by 39 points. They're home.
Absolutely, they are, Vossi. As Mount Eliza go up, they find Brandon Nelms. They need to find a target here, but they can't. Scaglarini tries to run onto it. Williams, he goes by hand over to Scaglarini. He can get the burners on. He goes in with a long ball.
Well, it has to be a free kick.
It's going to be a free kick there to Lockie Fuster.
Good craft there. Put his hands up as if he was going to take the mark, but the ball was going to be way over his head and tricked the defender into interfering. Really clever forward craft.
Boys, just have a look. Jared Grant just taking his opponent just to the fence. How good. Getting amongst the crowd.
Yeah, they've got the ute of many down there.
Listen to the 4:15 race. Probably got a bet on.
So in Fuster comes. He kicks the goal for Mount Eliza. They move up to 9-9-63. Frankston Bombers 14-12-96.
Of course, I heard a prominent story many years ago about an ex-Mpnfl player who played, and just before half-time he's actually behind the goal umpire listening to a race while the play's still going. He's playing full forward for his side. Not going to mention who it was, but he actually was listening to a race at about 3:15 in the afternoon, which is probably a no-no while you're playing, but you've won the final, who cares?
Absolutely.
It's got some senior footiness about it, Vossi.
So ball's thrown up in the middle. Harry Pryor just grabs it out of the ruck. He gets a quick kick going forward. Harituku comes at the footy. Sutton just brushes off one, brushes off two. In he goes inside forward 50 again. Who can take a mark? Batchelor's trying. He had 3 goes at it. He's wrapped up and we'll get a stoppage. So we've been going 22 and a half minutes in the last quarter here. Mount Eliza 9-9-63. They'll be eliminated. Frankston Bombers 14-12-96. High up and under kick. Standing under it's Harry Pryor. Another disposal to him.
Yeah, I think he's well and truly wrapped up the Jones Lapino best on ground, boys. I don't think anyone can debate that.
So in he goes. They'll be looking for another one. Frankston, Jared Grant's out the back. Batchelor taps it down to him. He's tackled, dispossessed, holding the ball.
Good tackle, really, really good tackle there. Pretty clever by Jake Batchelor to try and set it up as well.
So they're going to turn it over here, Mount Eliza. Chapman's got the footy for the Frankston Bombers. In he goes looking for block. He takes the mark. He's popped up at crucial times today.
Yeah. Done a lot right, hasn't he? He's well and truly got his spot for next week, and this would be a nice little exclamation mark with kicking his third. Would it be, Vossi?
Well, the nickname of Ice, of course. He's the Iceman for them, isn't he? The old Ice Block.
Absolutely. I think he is coming up for his third if he kicks this, and everyone's kicked him from this angle today, it seems.
They've shared it round. Jai Block has the shot. They celebrate. They celebrate. He's kicked another, and that is 15 for the Bombers, and they've hit the ton. 15-12-102. Mount Eliza 9 goals, 9-63. 4 to Jared Grant, 4 to Jake Batchelor, 3 to Jai Block, the majors for the Frankston Bombers, and 2 each to Lockie Williams and Lockie Puce to the major goal scorers on the ground for Mount Eliza.
I reckon they've kicked 6 set shots from that pocket, and all of them have been really close to the boundary line. That's ridiculous, but that's their 30. I'll do the math here. 38th inside 50 that was for the Bombers, and they've scored 27 times. It's extraordinary what's happened here today, and yeah, Mount Eliza are coming away from this having been beaten by a much better side, and congratulations to the Frankston Bombers.
There's a high kick towards half forward. It's taken by Williams, goes towards Harrison Scott, but the ball beats him over the line. In fact, it went past him.
Geez, their entries inside 50 at crucial times today have been pretty poor, Mount Eliza. Their forwards, it has not been a fun day for them at all.
So Max Mornay was the man who led out, and Harrison Scott was the man in the middle. The ball went in the middle between those two. Ball thrown back into play. And once again, the umpire calls for a ball up.
Not long left, boys. 25 gone.
Haratuku getting the ball down for his side, and the umpire says once again, I'm going to ball it up. So Mount Eliza will exit the finals.
On the fizz, as you'd say, Vossi.
Well, Mad Sunday night into Mad Monday, I reckon.
Let him go.
It's more professional now is what it used to be. Just let them go. Just enjoy themselves. When I say you don't enjoy yourself after a loss, that's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you got to let off some steam as long as you're.
That's it. That's the word.
As long as you're on the right scale of the Geelong to Glen Waverley scale of Mad Mondays, Vossi, you want to be very and truly on the Geelong side.
Geelong do a fantastic job with their Mad Mondays, don't they?
Especially during their successful times, of course.
So they go out looking for Haratuku, who takes a strong mark once again.
Jay's man's been excellent today.
He'll just run the clock down here.
Yeah, look.
Take his full quota. Going to go out wider looking for Garrett.
He'd be well into double figures on marks, can't Haratuku today.
So Garrett goes backwards, finding Ryan Marks Logan, who in turn goes over to Jared Amalfi. He goes with a long ball.
How's that for a kick?
Out to the far side, finding Seth Harris in the long sleeves. He goes up, finding Block.
So the last time these two teams played, boys, Mount Eliza were minus 19 in clearances and 18 in ground ball gets. Currently the clearance differential at the moment is 31 to 27, so they're only minus 4 in that area. but it's just not working for them at all as a 50-metre penalty I think he's being paid.
Boys, I'm going to pose this to you. Jake Batchelor's going to kick his 5th goal. Does this get him any closer to the Jones Lapino Award?
Oh, I think he's in the contention, but I still think Harry Pryor has been the best on ground.
Fair enough.
Probably along with Haratuku and himself.
Yeah, Jared Grant as well, been pretty prominent up forward.
So, Jake Batchelor directly in front, top of the goal square after getting that 50.
That's his 3rd goal from the top of the square.
So 5 goals to Jake Batchelor, and he has had a fantastic game. Of course, played mostly defence at Richmond, didn't he?
He did.
Reinventing himself and doing a fantastic job of doing so. 5 goals to him. He is the highest goal scorer on the ground this afternoon. The Bombers out by, I think it's 45 points.
I think you might be right, Vossi. So 17 marks inside 50 is the stat that's standing out for mine. And considering that they've scored 28 times, that is an absolutely huge number. And I think on 4 of those occasions, a mark inside 50 was followed up by another mark inside 50. So a fantastic day centre forward for the Frankston Bombers, who will go through and play Bond Beach at Olympic Park in Rosebud next Sunday.
So Finn Bain over to Bailey Welsh. Welsh has probably been, along with Scaglarini, their 2 best players.
Ooh.
Greeley, he goes in. Found Jason Kingsbury. He's going to go even wider at the far side, finding Chapman. He wants to go with a high, long ball, looking for Batchelor. He comes from the behind. Watts. Chapman goes up, can't take the mark. No mark was paid for the man in front either. Umpire calls for it and we'll get another stoppage. Nearly 29 minutes gone here. Last quarter. Mount Eliza 9-9-63. Frankston Bombers 16-12-108. So the Bombers will make their way through to the prelim and play the Bomb Beach Sharks next week at Rosebud. Bo Muston's men continue on in season 22, Vossi.
Yeah, and well, of course, about halfway through the year, Bo Muston announced he wasn't going to be going on next season. And
I think Jake Batchelor might have done a hamstring here.
He was a little bit slow getting off, but it didn't seem to me like it would be a huge injury, but one to keep an eye on for sure. Good tackle laid.
So he announced he's not going to be going on next year, and of course they've found themselves a new coach for next year, but there's still some Bo Muston life left in the Frankston Bombers for season 2022.
Absolutely.
And that is why, when you get the chance, you take your men off the field when you get the chance.
Footy accidents happened. Oh no. That sums up Mount Eliza's day as the ball came in and an opportunity for a shot at goal goes begging as the pass didn't get to the Mount Eliza teammate before the siren. So that's it, boys. 16-12-108. That's the Frankston Bombers 9-9-63. Mount Eliza, who are now eliminated. And the Frankston Bombers go on to play Bond Beach in 7 days' time at beautiful Olympic Park in Rosebud.
Well, it's down to 3.
I think you'll find Jake Batchelor's certainly done his hammy. He's sitting on the bench still there, so that's big news coming out of the last couple of minutes in this game.
Yeah, massive one to watch during the week. Vossi, your final thoughts?
Well, the damage was done for mine in the first quarter when the Bombers kicked, I think, 5 goals to, I think it was 1 or 2 points in the first quarter. It was where it was done. I think they were nearly 6 goals in front. It was a bit like the Bulldogs game last night, but the Bulldogs obviously they got turned around. But no, the Bombers they started well. They sat Mount Eliza with their energy early by trying to hit the scoreboard early. Would have given them energy, but they couldn't